How's it going? How's it going? Yes, it is I again coming out straight live to you. Well, today I want us to talk about you. Yes, you. Well, in 2019, in 2020, in 2021, we saw some amazing people that came onto the show. And all of these people all became M5 successful friends. And every Friday, we were dropping an individual, a property investor, someone who was doing property in the space of from rental to short-term rental to student accommodation to big blocks of flats to commercial properties. We did it all within this period. Well, it is I, your boy, TJ from M5 Property Addicts, and we've been at it for the last maybe roundabout plus or minus 3 years. When these people came to the show, not only was I educated, but I am sure that you too was also educated. I am sure you were inspired by what they were doing. And we started seeing our own neighborhoods differently because some of these guys were seeing opportunities where you were potentially not seeing it. Well, number one, if you have been inspired or you have started getting your investments correct, then I want to hear from you. Like I did say, today it's all about you. I want to hear your journey. I want to hear how is it going there by you. You have started learning, and potentially all of these people that have been on this show have also helped you. Well, now it is the turn for you also to inspire and educate others. You might have done one deal, or you might have done two, or maybe you are on your number 5, number 10, who knows? Maybe you're already at 20 tenants somewhere out there. I don't know who you are, but I want to know you, and I want you to be on our next show, which is M5 Successful Friends. In the link below, right in the description, there will be a link in there, and within that link, that's where you can hit it. When you hit that link, you can populate all of your details, and we will get back to you in terms of when you can be on the next show. Please fill in the form so that we can understand who you are and where your journey is at this moment. But before I go, this is a cry that I am sending a shout out to you to say that had it been not for me who started the show back then to educate and inspire me and you, well, maybe some of you would have never been where you are today. We are a strong community because we keep on sharing. This is the motto of this show. It's all about inspiring and it's all about educating. And I am calling upon you, yes, you, because you might be thinking, no, I've got one deal. Oh no, I just started and I'm on my property number 3. Guess what? Someone else is going to be inspired with where you are right now today, and they will get started. The goal is to share our journey so that everyone else can learn from it. Before I go, I want to speak to, there were a couple of people that came to the show and they really knocked my socks off. I remember when we, in no order at all, right? Because some of these people have become friends of mine. As it is, M5 Successful Friends. You all remember when we had, Masadi Stokvel. They came through onto the show. A group of females that came together and they started putting money together, and with that they go out throughout the country and empowering rural schools. I thought their story was amazing. Young people that just came together and started doing this. Maybe you're a Stokvel. Maybe you're a group of people that have just come together. You could be exactly like these guys. In whatever you do, we want you to sign up so that we can also hear your story. We can celebrate you and we can learn from you. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking, so who's Masedi? Well, jump onto the video you can be able to listen to their story. Now, there is someone else. Well, who's this guy? Dr. Zamangonzo. Yeah, he came onto the show within the 2022 era, and he practices out in, I think, in the Mpumalanga area where he does his business. And he was on the show recently. But I have known this guy for a few years. And out of that, we've been grinding together. He's been investing with me. And also, he invests in himself. At one point, I was having a training session out in Johannesburg. And he drove all the way from Witbank to come and learn over within that weekend. He surprised me. I'm like, are you this hungry? But it shows that if you are dedicated and if you are hungry, it can show. Here is his video that played recently with what he is doing in his own market. I can go on. There's other people that I can speak to. I remember my boy from the east of Johannesburg, Leroy Slava, the guy that actually got me into property. We featured him on this show on M5 Successful Friends. We showcased his building, colorful building. He was in the newspapers, and one of those buildings that is just colorful, and it's a landmark in the Boksburg area. Now, if a guy like that can do it, what about you? And if you've been inspired by his journey, and if you've been inspired by what he is doing, then I also want to hear from you. This is a shout out to you to say, wherever you are in your journey, whether you're on property number 1 or you're on 50 properties, we want you to come in the link in the description. Please fill in your details. But hold on, you might be saying, TJ, I do not do property, but I know someone else who's doing property. Well, you too can also, because we don't know those people, what I would like you to do is, please, if you know of someone else, fill in your details and tell us who this other person that you would like to see on this show. So maybe you might know of someone else that is doing amazing things. It might be anywhere else in the world, actually. It doesn't have to be in South Africa. We want to interview them here on M5 Successful Friend. We would have never known about them if you don't tell us. Well, how about the late Rian Nodia? You remember him. He was instrumental in my education as well when I was coming up. And he's one of those guys that used to share from the heart. He used to teach from the heart. And he taught and taught and taught until the day that he died. Now, you too can watch his video from here. Right here, you are able to watch it. But it is not just about watching these videos, guys. It is also about you sharing your story on where you are. Maybe you are not in property, but you are in another business that complements property. I want also to hear from you. We will put you on the pipeline, or should I say, we will put you on the lineup, on the queue for the people that we are going to be interviewing right here on M5 Successful Friends. We haven't started our season for 2022. That's why I am sending this shout out to you to say, hey, if you know someone or if you are doing property investments yourself, then we would like to hear from you so that you can be on the next seat and others can be inspired and they can also be educated. You might be in Botswana, you might be in Kenya, you might be in Ghana, wherever you are, we want to hear from you. If you have learned something, or if you've got something to teach, or if you have something of a story that can inspire others, remember where you are right now, others are wanting to be there. So how best can we educate them? By you coming on to the show. I can go on to the list here. A couple of other people that also inspired me. People like Papa Bees. People like the architect Nzuzo. People like Christian Janssen. Lawrence Swart. The list goes on. Karen Fraser. The list goes on. And all of these people, they were here on this show. And some of them didn't say yes when I invite them for the first time. But look, eventually they came in and you got inspired. By being inspired, you were educated. And the two of us, me and you, we are doing now amazing things, changing our own lives. And this is what I am asking of you. So you will be hearing from us via the telephone. So make sure that you put on the right telephone number so that we can reach out to you and we can connect and you can be here with us on our next recording. It is I, your boy, TJ. We will see you on the next video.